Widespread damage to extensive power outages. We'll be dealing with the aftermath for quite some time. We have team coverage for you tonight with what you need to know. First, Zach Tawatari with what we're learning about an HPD employee who tragically died while trying to get to work this morning. Zach.
Mayor Whitmire calling it a horrible situation, saying tonight the city lost one of its heroes. Beryl's impact proving deadly. This video from a scene Monday morning as Houston police work to retrieve the body of one of their own, identified by the department as 54-year-old information security officer Russell Richardson.
Civilian employee of HPD, Tier 1, coming to work this morning. We were asking Tier 1 to make it to work.
Whitmire saying the officer was caught in his car in rising floodwaters at 45 and the Houston Avenue underpass.
Knew he was in trouble, called HPD friends for help.
The mayor asking for a moment of silence to remember the officer and the other 2 lives lost as a result of the hurricane.
Life is fragile.
Whitmire noting that most Houstonians did heed the city's warning, saying the other 2 deaths were purely unfortunate circumstances. At HPD headquarters, Zach Tawatari, KHOU 11 News.
A difficult day, that's for certain. The Montgomery County Judge's Office confirmed 3 weather-related deaths there. In the New Caney area, a man was riding a tractor just before noon when a tree fell, hitting and killing him. 2 other people were also killed when a tree fell on their tent along FM 1774. And new tonight, we're hearing from the son of a 73-year-old woman who died when a tree fell on her family's home near Spring.
It happened just moments after she'd gotten up to check on the storm. Trayson Bragg spoke to the heartbroken family. He has the story from Rustic Canyon Trail tonight.
You got your parents and stuff, you know, those things, spend time with them, be with your family. You just never know when they're gonna go.
Beryl blew through this North Harris County neighborhood early this morning, leaving a tragedy in its wake.
As I was going downstairs to check on my son, that's when I heard the big crack.
Haley Laredo tells me that crack was this massive tree ripping through her home, crashing into the bedroom where her mother-in-law, 73-year-old Maria Laredo, was lying in bed.
My son was screaming, "Grandma," because he saw me like crying and telling my husband, "Go check on your mom." And he started freaking out. He was like, "Grandma," he said, "call 911.
They rushed to check on Laredo.
When they tried to open the door, they couldn't get through the door, you know, because everything fell down to the ground.
As emergency crews arrived on scene, this family's worst fears were confirmed.
They say she didn't really feel what happened because she was probably asleep.
Laredo was dead, leaving this family in shock.
The 2-year-old, she doesn't know anything. She's just over there. She was asking me for grandma because she was attached to her, but I didn't know what to tell her. My son, he doesn't know.
How old is your son?
He's 7.
Tonight, Laredo's son remembering the woman who's always been by his side.
She was an amazing woman. She raised me up, you know, pretty much by herself. And that's just gonna be missed. And I'm gonna love her always.
Trayson Bragg, KHOU 11 News.
Really, really hard day. Another man also killed when a tree fell on his home. It happened along Heather Grove Court. That's near Lake Houston in the Atascocita area. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says the man was reportedly riding out the storm with family when an oak tree fell on the roof and hit the rafters that then fell on the man. The other people in the home were not hurt. Our thoughts, of course, are with all of the families tonight.
A difficult day for so many families. Another big concern, though, people have right now are the power outages, especially since we are about to get hot again.
We have team coverage for you.
Starting with Cheryl Mercedes with the latest numbers. Cheryl, are they going down yet?
Yeah, Marcelino, the good news is the number of CenterPoint customers without power has dropped below the 2 million mark for the first time since this morning. CenterPoint reports it has restored power to nearly 285,000 customers. And this evening, the company said it expects to have 1 million impacted customers restored by end of day Wednesday. Now, keep in mind, there are also more than 100,000 Entergy and Texas, New Mexico power customers still in the dark as well. We've got a link to those websites so you can track outages in your neighborhood on KHOU.com. Now, CenterPoint's outage map has been out of service since the May derecho. However, a company representative said today customers can expect a timeline of power restoration estimates some point tomorrow. Let's turn things over to my colleague Jeremy Rogowski now with the latest on efforts to get the power back on. And Jeremy, there are questions tonight about whether CenterPoint was ready for this storm.
Yeah, Cheryl, here's the thing. We've learned that CenterPoint, unlike in some past hurricanes, did not stage out-of-town repair crews nearby so they could immediately get to work once Beryl rolled through. Tonight in Timber Grove on Houston's northwest side, it's what you don't see that has some homeowners on edge.
All of our neighbors that have driven around, they have not seen a single CenterPoint Energy employee.
They haven't seen a fleet of out-of-town repair crews either, and there's a simple reason why. As of Monday evening, most of the 10,000 requested outside crews aren't even here yet.
In this case, we had our requested resources and we knew that they were ready to respond. However, they were not already in the area prior to Hurricane Beryl hitting.
That's different than some past hurricanes, a company spokesperson confirms. And when we asked, why weren't they here ahead of the storm?
I don't have that specific information. I think that what we did see was a storm that veered a little off what was the originally expected course and more heavily impacted our footprint.
In Timber Grove and elsewhere tonight, they'll keep watching and waiting, powerless for now.
There's a lot of people that don't have power, and we want to get it up and running as quick as possible.
The first order of business, CenterPoint says, cutting and clearing down trees and limbs like you see behind me so that those line workers can come over here and do their job in restoring power. Again, the latest from CenterPoint, 1 million customers expected to be restored by the end of day Wednesday. Marcelino, Mia?
Jeremy, thanks so much. Those power outages are a big concern, especially tomorrow when we'll be under a heat advisory.
Yeah, early July. It is a tough time to be without AC, David Paul.
It's always one of the biggest concerns with a hurricane, landfalling, power's out, and it's hot. And your body needs water, so make sure if you're working, cleaning, you have no AC, make sure you're drinking water. Make sure those around you are drinking plenty of water. Heat advisory is in effect tomorrow. We're going to have feels like temperatures as high as 105 during the day tomorrow. Why is the power out? Here's why. Gust to 83 at Bush this morning. Hobby had a gust to 84. Angleton a gust to 85. Conroe had a gust to 69. 2 million plus power outages. Now we're below 1 million, so at least we're making progress. Got a long way to go. Currently, it's a beautiful evening. Things have settled down nicely. Bush is 77, Tomball 77, Huntsville 73. And here's where we stand right now post-Beryl. Skies are clearing out. It's ending up being a beautiful evening out there. Quiet conditions, and then the heat building. Rain chances really don't pick back up until the end of the week, going into the weekend. We'll take a closer look at that forecast in just a few minutes.
See you then. Thank you, Dave. There are delays, closures, and cancellations in the aftermath of Beryl.
We're back in just 60 seconds with what you need to know about the courts, trash pickup, and more. Stay with us.
My truck got rear-ended. I went from owing $5,000 in medical bills to getting over $162,000. Thanks to Stuart J. Gus. I trust Gus. You should too.
If you have been seriously injured in a car accident, call 866-TRUST-GUS.
At Christian Brothers Automotive, using our new online appointment scheduler, book a full synthetic oil change at any of our 32 Houston locations. And when your service is complete, we'll pick you up. An easier way to check automotive care off your list.
My truck got rear-ended. I went from owing $5,000 in medical bills to getting over $162,000. Thanks to Stuart J. Gus. I trust Gus. You should too.
If you have been seriously injured in a car accident, call 866-TRUST-GUS.
At Christian Brothers Automotive, using our new online appointment scheduler, book a full synthetic oil change at any of our 32 Houston locations. And when your service is complete, we'll pick you up. An easier way to check automotive care off your list.
Even though Beryl is long gone, we'll be dealing with the impacts for days.
This includes several services we all rely on. For starters, the city of Houston says trash service is being pushed back a day. Those who were scheduled to have their trash picked up today will instead get service tomorrow. And Tuesday's pickup schedule is being moved to Wednesday. The schedule will hopefully get back to normal on Thursday.
And it's not just trash pickup. Several school districts are canceling their summer programs again tomorrow, and the Harris County court system will also be closed again tomorrow. Metro Park and Ride, HOV lanes, along with Metro Rail and Lyft will also be suspended, but bus service will resume partial service starting at 8 a.m. Get all the details on our website, KHOU.com.